Welcome to the Lost Lives Count, where I'm your host, William Prouty. I'm your host, Nexus, or William Prouty. In this series, I tackle horror, anime, TV, music videos, and beyond. Today, I'm diving into Donnie Darko, a 2001 science fiction psychological thriller created by Richard Kelly, who also directed the box, and producer of Flower Films, who actually did Santa Color Diet. I will actually do that. Just give me time because episodes just don't worry. This film starred Patrick Swayze and Drew Barrymore, but I'll get to them later in the video. It's set in October 1988. The story follows Donnie Darko, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, a emotionally troubled teen who inadvertently escaped a bizarre accident while sleepwalking. He begins to have vision of Frank, a mysterious figure in a rabbit costume who honestly inform him that the world will end in 28 days, 6 hours, 42 minutes, and 12 seconds. Let's explain how many lives lost in this time traveling tale. The movie begins with New Market Films and Pandora Productions with a gay lord, the film company. Then New Market presents Associate Pandora, a and Flower Film Production, a Richard Kelly film, and we actually of course and we actually see Donnie Darko, played by Jake Gyllenhaal. He is actually played Sam Hall in Tomorrow After Day After Tomorrow. Robert Smith in Zodiac. Tommy Cahill in Brothers. Edward Southfield, Tony Huston in Enemy. Dr. David Jordan in Life. He portrays more of a Vault in Velvet Buzzsaw. As the beautiful sunrise rose, he laughed to himself before a title card appears. Now Echo and Bunnyman song Kumu plays, and we actually see a man blow leaves at a woman's face, and Sam, his little sister, jumping on a trampoline. We meet the Darko family. Eddie Darko, played by Holmes Osborne, who is Frank Black in the X-Files. Richard Carey's soft hand and Tails in the box, who actually are in those two. Elizabeth Darko, who actually is played by Maggie Gyllenhaal, who actually played Carol Ferry in White House Down. Playing Elizabeth Dark. Playing plays Sam Darko is David Chase, who actually is Chihiro in the dub of Spirit Away, Lilo's in Lilo Stitch, Samara in The Ring, and the sequel film of S. Darko, Sandra in Jacka Goes Home. She played Donnie's sister. Rose Darko is actually, and we also playing Rose Darko is Mary McDonald, who actually is played by First Ray Whitmore in Independence Day, which is killed by aliens in my previous Lost Lives account. She is Kate Roberts in Scream 4, and Lane Zabers in The Witcher, Nightmare of Wolves. They even in Pizza, and Elizabeth is voting for the Koskis. And Eddie
better get in there and stay.
It's a shocking to Eddie.
I've never seen Smokey come out and grab the kittens like she does. Those kittens are after her.
When
no, those kittens are after him.
Eddie,
hey, she just swatted at that little kitten.
Who say when you have children of your own and who need braces, you can't afford them because have your husband get federal government, you will great. Elizabeth replied and continues, I'm not going to be the one out there until I'm like 30. Donnie say, will you be working at Young Barn? Great place to raise kids. Honestly, it go on where she actually for a year and Rose responds with squeeze out the country. She actually figured do.
There's one. There's one.
Rose responds, squeeze out.
I don't know where that other one went.
Samantha said, can, can I squeeze one out? Donnie said not till 8. Rose actually didn't like that and said, excuse me? Elizabeth said, don't be such a dick. And honestly, Donnie said, don't be hostile, and it not like mom and dad paid $200 an hour in therapy for her. At least Elizabeth say, at least mom and dad didn't know that you stopped taking your medication. Donnie called her a fuck ass. She offended by it. And she actually say, Rose say please, and Elizabeth say, did you call me a fuck ass? And Eddie tried to intervene. Rose say that's enough. Elizabeth retorts that say go suck a fuck. Eddie covered his ears. Well, to tell you the truth, I actually want to wash my mouth with soap. But um how do you do that anyway? I do not know. I really don't know. Donnie asked, how does someone suck a fuck? And Rose, we will not have this at the table. She say, stop it, Donnie. And laugh and Samantha asks, what a fuck ass? Eddie laugh and knock at the door, say hi. Rose asks, how did you know? How did she know what? That Donnie not take her man? He's reading, and her mom told his mom to get home. Then Rose, where did you go at night? Did you toilet paper the Johnsons? Now you're excusing me? No. I stopped at 6th grade. Mom. She don't even recognize her. Why don't you take the goddamn pills? She walked out and Donnie called her a bitch. Rose told Eddie that Donnie called her a bitch. Eddie said, you're not a bitch, you're bitching. You're not a bitch. Honestly, I actually love Holmes' portrayal of Eddie because he's actually a will sleep at dorkable dad. And he woke up, and there was an older president before. We actually have President Bush. It's October 1988, and people white and Donnie bed awake and walk out, and honestly, he heard a voice. It's actually Frank, who actually say in 28 days, 6 hours, 42 minutes, 12 seconds until the world ends. Elizabeth is back, and the earthquake or something crashed into something. And Donnie actually found himself in the golf course with something wrote on his arm. 28, 06, 42, 12. Honestly, this is similar to Totally Killer's storyline, but with a little different. Like, for example, instead of Donnie changing his past to make his future better, he changed his past to make sure he not in it. I'm actually not going to spoil some more because yeah. We meet Frank the Rabbit, or Frank Anderson, who actually is played by James Duval. He Miguel Chase in my previous Lost Lives account. In his day, he George Reese in Climb to Midnight. He's Blank in May. He's Rick in The Echoes in the Black Waters of Echo Pond. He's Vince in Alice Kills. He's playing Barb Garland in David St. James. He's Dr. Dan Spangle in The Surgeon of Alien Resurrection. He a mourner in he with the FF. Honestly, Bob, the FFA was going to talk to him and do a lot, and honestly, they're going to go to a hotel and do a lot that cheats at death and at first appearance, and honestly, cheat death. But here are the the first appearance of my first appearance of the live cow. The Nickelodeon star Jerry Trader, who actually is Crazy Steve in Dragon Josh, Spencer Shea in iCarly, Dudley Puppy in Tub Puppy, Vinny in Wendell and Vinny, Roy in Star vs. the vs. Evil. Shireen is played by Cheryl Purry, who is Carla in Breaking Bad. Sam in The Seed. A celebrity is smoking. If Sam told mom and dad, honestly, Donnie was actually smoking. Sam told mom and dad that Donnie smokes. Ariel go into the garbage disposal. They make fun of Shante and go back to China. And she said go away. Now. And the school is a private school that is for... And here are all the casts that Ricky Danfield is Seth Rogen, who actually did This in the End, Sausage Party, and he also helped in Cobwebs. But he also played he's Frank and Sgt. Pepper in Sausage Party, which I'm going to cover because, well, Sausage Party is about sentient food who actually didn't know they were being eaten. Playing Jim Cunningham and Patrick Swayze. He played a lot of romantic movies, but the only movie that have a lot of kills in it is Red Dawn. As Jed Eric. Playing Karen Pomeroy is Drew Barrymore. The fire starter herself of Charlie McGee, our girl Amanda from Cat Eye, Holly Gooden in Doppelganger, Casey Becker is Scream, 2022. Yeah, Drew Barrymore was Casey Becker, but she actually did survive. And also, she played herself in Smile, too. And I will actually be covering. And for Gretchen in Gentleman Road. She Letty in House Moving Castle in Dub. She John and Mason in The Hunger Games Catching Fire and Mockingjay Part 1 and 2. She Ruby in The Neon Demon. She Sage and Ross in Nocturnal Animals. She Elizabeth Denton in Bella. Playing Kim is Ashley Tisdale, who actually is a Disney star. She's Sharpay Evans in High School Musical. She Candace Flynn in Phineas and Ferb. And my previous Lost Lives Scout is Scary Movie 5. I will actually do a recount of the Scary Movie franchise. When Scary Movie 6 comes out. She actually played Jodie Sanders. She also play Maddie Fitzgerald in The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. And this high school is not different from a 80s high school. We got some kids that do drugs. Drugs. And we got Karen Pomeroy, who actually get assigning kids Grand Green and the Destruction. About the kids that actually destroy property. After buying a mattress with money in it. And destruction in a form of creation, said by Donnie. A new student, we actually meet Gretchen, a new student. Joni got set up, and the radio talk about Dukakis, who actually he turns to music, and honestly, Eddie actually said the construction is actually trying to fix the roof of the house and and they actually fuck up the shingles and they want to know and this talk was come and they want him to just keep this between him and Dr. Truman. Honestly, Dr. Truman is actually a doctor who actually I am not trying to get more views by adding a kitten. I just want to hold a kitten. I'm sorry. Let me. Is actually a good doctor, but some doctor is a good therapist. But honestly, what actually happened is Eddie almost hit an old lady. This old lady is Roberta Roberts. Roberta. Or Grandma Death. Honestly, Dr. Truman as Donnie actually made a new friend. She ac- he actually she actually asked if real imaginary. He actually said imaginary. But Donnie's character analysis is actually he paranoid schizophrenic.
We gotta wait a little while.
He not take his medicine.
Your mom didn't send the charger.
Frank. It's actually Jim Cunningham on TV. Honestly, Johnny Pupils. Honestly,
There's one right there, yeah.
what actually happened is there was actually a flood at the school, and the school got flooded.
Butterflies, yes.
Jake Gyllenhaal actually won't blink on each take. Honestly, Sam created the last unicorn poem.
Got 3 of those pepperonis.
2 girls actually went to
How many
school.
breadsticks did you use last time?
The spray paint the Donnie they made me do it off screen, and honestly, fuck them. And honestly, Richard was who actually say her stepdad got stabbed. I'm only going to count if the deaths are on screen. I am not counting them if they're mentioned. Donnie was to jail to burn down the house of his. It was abandoned and school, and he's not allowed to drive until he's 21, and he's painting all of stuff. Maybe it's both a writer and painter, and honestly, he writes and draws a picture. He wants to people to understand Gretchen says what the name Donnie Darko is. It's a superhero or something. Donnie asks, what make you think I'm not?
Guess what I got? Guess what I got for you? Well, wait till you see it. Well, come here.
Doctor Montov, she actually had to do a essay on the Greatest Virgin Mom, and Dr. Montov said there's which is actually medicine like soap, and honestly, why is that? And honestly, you're weird. Sorry, and that's a compliment. And honestly, sure, and honestly, Donnie wanted to now talking to Doctor Truman. She want to try something new, and honestly, Donnie, everything, and married with children and knife, and the guys were talking about Smurfette and well, I can't say on here because it's something inappropriate, and I have people that are underage on here. So, Miss Farmer actually going back and forth, and the TV news did damage, and they talk about the PTA talk about vandals, and honestly, the destructors it might be the cause. Frank is from the alternate is actually a alternate universe. Talking about, and honestly, Graham Greene is a book author that time travel that Frank says that Sam, who is talking to Donnie, replying, taking my pills. Sam, it's poetry. A storm will slough the kingdom of pain. I'll deliver them at my doorstep. Then them to the doorstep. Send the monsters underground. I'll send them back. Them except for me. I'm Donnie Darko. Mrs. Paparoy said, "Who is your friend?" Asked who is his friend. A 6-foot tall bunny rabbit. The class would laugh, and Miss Farmer show Jim Cunningham. And it's actually time to breathe, and Jim and people said, "Thank you, Jim Cunningham." And it's the lifeline fear, and with characters that show fear, and Miss Farmer say, fear, level fear, is a no, and he will get a 0, and he's in the principal office with his parents, and Miss Farmer saw the life card to her anus. Eddie laughing, and Miss Rose talking to Miss Farmer that making Samantha in the dance team. She wants her to not let Rose son Donnie go to fear. Now Elizabeth says the weird teacher Mrs. Farmer is on the phone. 20 days later, it's October 10th, 1988.
I don't know what time.
Dr. Molotov actually talked about time travel, the theoretical wormholes, and honestly, what travel light and the basic rules of the vessel, like the DeLorean Back to the Future. See, it's actually like Toy Killer, but they need a metal craft and the futuristic like Back to the Future and Roberta Sparrow, the time travel, and honestly, she was actually a nun that left the church, but she actually dedicated to science, and she actually teaches science right in Middlesex. And she actually wrote a book called Philosophy of Time Travel, and she's the author, and that's right. And honestly, she actually is Grandma Death, and honestly, she actually collect gems, and kids try to steal them, and honestly, she become a recluse, and she's still alive, and she almost got knocked down by Donnie and Eddie. Donnie and Sam were jumping on the trampoline, and Donnie told Dr. Truman that Grandma Death walking in the middle of the road, and she actually whispered in the ear. She actually asked what she said, and honestly, last time last time he talked about what the living creature and how, and then remind him of his dog Callie, who actually died, ate and crawled under the porch and to die, to finish his sentence and to be alone. Do you feel alone? And honestly, he actually does feel alone, and he actually doesn't want to debate, and I'm sorry to debate. And he said, she asked God, sir, if everyone dies alone, are you scared? I don't want to be alone. Honestly, everybody getting ready to meet Jim Cunningham, and honestly, Donnie sees some waves, and Donnie found Eddie's gun. It's October 18th, 1988. 12 days remaining. They're waiting on the bus, and it's actually late, and the hours are pain, and Gretchen asks, like a Hawaiian sunset or a Grand Canyon, to actually do time travel in 2 weeks, and honestly, do you want to kiss, and sorry, and Diarrhea like you a lot, and honestly, it reminds. And Fat Guy was actually stalking them and smoking, and Eddie, or honestly, they had Rosa did like they're on a date. They're having dinner, and Eddie want to buy Donnie a moped. Rose wanted divorce. Donnie is actually their covered pumpkins, and he didn't want Elizabeth to tell mom about her. And honestly, uh, everything that and talk about Rose agrees. Says that's scary. Honestly, the pumpkin he carved is actually Frank, and honestly, Thru- Truman is talking to Donnie's parents, and honestly, Rose agrees about his past, about assaulted guy suspended for assaulting the teacher, and cause of his aggressive behavior, detachment from reality, and cope, and he asks them if they talk about Frank, and Rose asks Frank. They go back and forth, and honestly, yes, a giant bunny rabbit, and the what? And the camera cut back to Donnie, and they don't recall him ever mention it. And the daylight hallucinations, a knife cuts, honestly occur a common hallucination. And what they can do, they actually do hypnotherapy and increase medication. And when this happened, Frank flashed a light and Rippling say whenever. And they're actually in the arcade, and honestly, Grudgeon essay, and honestly, Dr. Truman is actually played by Catherine Ross, who actually Stepford, and they're actually playing the 1980s game Outrun. The 1986 game, Jim Cunningham, he wanted them to actually fear and surrender the destruction of drugs, alcohol, and premarital sex, and honestly, search for. And we actually have Kim, who actually, and her sister say, "Shut up, Kim." Kim say, "I'm trying to help." Jim say, "Oh, sweetheart, please. There's no release to be embarrassed here." Many try to eat the ego perfection. We find ourselves. Honestly, he actually tried to say that come up here, don't be afraid. She actually come up there, and the lucky kid will want to do what she don't be a. In studies flex and go, and he said thank you, and Relo- Lorelai want to ask how to fight, and he repeat the question. Jim repeat the question, and truly now in next to Donnie, and honestly Donnie want.
anybody?
He said good morning. He actually asked how much they pay him because he actually asked for his name and he gave him a false name, Gerald. And he used him for his books, and for Kim's advice, for her sister, tell her to lose the weight, stop eating Twinkies, and go to field hockey. For the Lakey kid, no one want to be with Grill. You just have to have time to find out. And for Leroy, if you with late or do karate lesson or kick him in the balls. But Jim say Donnie is in an anger prison. A prisoner. Trapped by, and he's scared to death, and he actually said Donnie is scared to death, and honestly searching for the wrong place, and honestly he really afraid, and really afraid. And Donnie said, he's right. I think I'm the fucking Antichrist. Which, like, he actually referenced to the Omen. Which I'm actually going to recount the Omen. I'm going to not. It actually was a body count, so I'm actually counting it as the lives lost count. For the first time in forever. So, Omen, Damien the Omen 2, Omen 3, Final Conflict, Omen 4, The Awaken, Omen 2006, and the first Omen. In May. All in May. But I'm actually going to do Mother's Day, so I'm going to do a Mother's Day theme horror movie first. So stay tuned for that, baby. The principal took him out, and honestly, Donnie actually told Gretchen that he think he's lying, and honestly, they went to see Grandma Deaf, who actually wrote the philosophy. She actually told Grandma Deaf show Grandma Deaf book or Rebecca Sparrow's book, The Philosophy of Time Traveling. She wrote the stuff and described the time traveling. They actually went to set, and Roberta is actually asleep, and she actually on top of her house. And the next another chapter. Honestly, what actually happened is Motov actually talked about a vessel for time travel, a center of gravity, and Donnie actually had like a spear, and Motov wanted to ask him to repeat himself. A spear come out of Motov's chest. Sure. Yeah. In order for a vessel to time travel, the portals have to appear lightly and act a god. If a god can decide he not following Donnie and the set path. Monta say that he contradict self and destiny. all performed. Donnie said, honestly, to tell you the truth, it ends the conversation with Montov. He actually not going to, because he doesn't want to lose his draw. And honestly, to tell you the truth, what actually happened is the school board actually denied her from reading Graham Greene's Destructors. So if they ever read it, anybody or a book, they will be suspended. So everybody get a pre-order at the size small bookstore, but in Mr. Green's absence. But anyway, they're going to have another classic Watership Down. Watership Down, which I am not covering because, well, I'm actually going to do a review. My review are, well, basically where I just give more detail of the story instead of counting the kills. She actually read in the next chapter. Jake Gyllenhaal at his house. Honestly, knowing that the MIGs or honestly, they actually did a project that Montev actually do that help females do a stab. And the double feature, the passion, the Last Temptation of Christ, Evil Dead, Frightmare, and Halloween. But they actually went to see The Evil Dead 1987. These all have references to the 80s. Fun fact, this whole movie is basically an 80s time capsule. Frightmare, which I will cover on the Lives Lost count. Because Frightmare is actually Ghoulies' director. Honestly, Donnie actually saw Frank in a bunny suit, and why he actually in a stupid bunny suit, and he took it off his head and it showed Frank with his eye shot out. I wonder why his eye was shot out. We will learn in a little bit. And while the town show Sharita have Autumn Summers, Autumn Continuing, and now all the girls of Sparkling Motion is actually dancing while Donnie set the house ablaze. With Gretchen act like gone to the next chapter. Donnie and Gretchen on a date. Eddie. Honestly, to tell you the truth, this is Holmes and Gyllenhaal emotional breakthrough that this is actually them bonding as a father and son, where they actually laugh and say people are full of shit, and a great part of conspiracy are bullshit, and because those bullshitters now they're smart, and honestly this is Don. Now, honestly, October 24th, 19 is now October 24th, 1980. 6 days remain until the Miss Prouty got. Honestly, it's almost the principal is a freaking. The principal just to tell you the truth, she did don't her things are not in this school have appropriate measures, but her measures are not are inappropriate. So she felt that you failed. So she got a she actually screamed fuck in sadness, and Sharita is actually always near everything while the movie plays out. She defeated the Ridge Death Team and Search 8 Miss Polaroid watch. The whole class is watching Worship Down. I hate this movie. It's so dark. And Miss Polaroid asked what fiber visions and why should we care? But Donnie did not like it, and why should we more about a rabbit? But to tell you the truth, I'm not going to get through what Donnie say. I'm just going to go through my summary of why should we care. Worship Down is a novel about the rabbits who actually get killed of a hunt, and they actually are experimented on. It's about the... But they also have the Netflix version and they have the original version. But honestly, it's real dark. But honestly, Miss Polaroid actually have them, and we actually saved the rabbits. And Samantha is jumping on the Tripoli. It's Miss Farmer who actually believe the allegations against Jim were falsely accused. Come on. These allegations are really out there. And she go to this arrangement tomorrow. So she actually... But honestly, the girls are scheduled to go to Los Angeles tomorrow for the store search of 88. Which store search found anybody that actually do. And honestly, she also guilt trips Rose to actually be a lead dancer, and she actually taken, and she look at the calendar and tell Donnie that Elizabeth is in charge now, and she actually do. And Donnie sent Grandma Roberta Sparrow a letter, and as she going to the Los Angeles store search, the cellar door is the cell door is beautiful because honestly, Miss Pomeroy is leaving, and Donnie sees so and she actually says shut up, and she actually fall in love with Donnie. And Truman asks about his childhood, and she actually did got he did got a Christmas present, and he actually asked for hungry hippos. He got denied a hungry hippo, and he got regrets. And you know what? He actually admitted to flooding the school and burning Jim's house. And honestly, Dr. Truman actually say that it won't eat and do God Master Pass, and honestly, Frank is up to, and Frank is actually going to kill somebody that actually Sky will open up, and honestly would keep the memories, and honestly he'd start to cry, and honestly the he she actually told him to stop taking the pills because the pills are placebos, water pills. Honestly, what kind of therapist may hurt him take placebos? She told him what a atheist actually denies God, but an apologist is he actually don't believe in God, but he knows that the God is there. Donnie, that was Donnie. He said goodbye, but there is one day we made it in October 9th, 1988. But honestly, Elizabeth got a Harvard letter, and now phone ringing. And next chapter that will actually be, and honestly, while and fun call, and he actually get to Grandma, and there's another. There are two men in the car and two attackers, but they actually run off when a car comes. But Reggie got hit by Frank at 55 minutes and 55 seconds. minutes and 50 seconds by Frank. Frank got mad that Donnie and Gretchen were in the road until Donnie shot him with his father gun at minutes and 10 seconds. And Grandma did say it actually time to go, and he actually laughed after he actually do, and time went in reverse to he actually laughed in bed, but everything is actually back the way it were, but with one difference. Donnie got crushed to death by an airplane at 68 seconds. Mad Mad World was playing, and the Darkos mourn Donnie's death. Granger waves rose. Okay, this what actually happened. The events of the first of the movie actually happened to the first timeline. Before Donnie before Donnie actually sleepwalks and got hit by the play engine. But he went back in time and got crushed by the play engine, which means he altered time. Jim Cunningham never got answer for his crimes. Gretchen never. Gretchen never
Well, there is no real chunk.
got.
You don't want that crazy.
Never got. Fall in love with Donnie. The movie ends. The movie ends.
It's not bad.
How many lives lost in Donnie Darko? Let's find out and get to the kills. Wait, why? Why there's a ripple in... Ah, cool. Let's get to the numbers. Three people lost their lives in Donnie Darko. 2 males and 1 female. With a blue bar graph and a red short red bar graph and only a 2 bar graph. This is the shortest. This is the shortest. This is the shortest lost lives count. With a running time of 113 minutes, we got a lot lives lost every hour at 2.2 minutes. With the great X of execution, honestly, I give it to Donnie. Getting crushed by an airplane engine is actually a great way to go out, and this is actually a way to undo the previous 2 deaths of the other deaths. The would-be axe actually go to no one because all the other deaths are actually good. Get hit by a car and get shot in the eye. And getting shot in the eye with Donnie's father's gun. Actually, a really established. That's it. That's it. Donnie Darko was released in 2001 and it got a sequel as Darko. But the next up is Puppet Master 2. The sequel to my Puppet Master. I am actually not doing a redo of Puppet Master, so I'm actually doing Puppet Master 2. So let's actually do Puppet Master 2 and watch it before it kill count. I am your host, William Prouty. Have a good day, guys. Bye.